Hi, I'm Stuart Hood. This is the West Bay Passive House. It's the home of James Dean and Janet Allen and their sons, Max and Teddy. And we're here today to do a tour and tell you a little bit about the house. So we talked earlier about some of the key principles of Passive House, those 5 principles, and you can just see me opening the door. And first misconception that you can't open the window in Passive House. Well, look, it's this is a giant door. You can feel the breeze coming through there. It's a beautiful breeze. You can probably see it flowing through my hair here. No, but you can see the plant moving. Okay, but yeah. So this is first principle. Natural ventilation works great. But you can feel the quality. You could probably feel me pulling that door, right? It's a beautiful, beautiful door. And we've also got some products here that just a few sample pieces, right? We've got the you can see the shock, what we call the thermal brake, which is embedded in the structure here. So this thing is, if I just pick it up, you can see it sits exactly in this line. So one side is the house, and the other inside of the house, and the other side is the cantilevering balcony. And this piece of insulation stops the heat traveling through the concrete that forms this deck into the concrete of the house. And you can see the stainless steel rebar. So it uses stainless steel, not mild steel, because stainless steel doesn't conduct heat, right? It's about 6 times better than regular steel. You can see where it's rusted here. So this is regular steel here, but the stainless steel here doesn't conduct that heat. The next thing to look at is the window. So we've got a window, sample of a window here, and so you can see again. Look at the thickness of that window unit, the sealed unit. It's got the triple glazing, and then you see you've got these what we call warm edge spaces. And so these warm edge spaces stop the conduction of heat through there. Often the spaces on traditional windows are the place where you lose most of the heat, but also they're optimized in terms of the size of the cavities to reduce heat transfer. And you can see all the insulation and the thermal bridges, the rubber in here, stopping the heat transferring through the metal from one side to the other. So this is what makes up a high performance window. It's probably 4 times better than conventional windows. So the other piece to the glass, of course, is the solar orientation, the passive solar heating. So I'm facing south here. That's one of the beauties of the North Shore of West Vancouver here, is that you get great south-facing solar orientation. We're late in the day now, so the sun is in the southwest. But one of the key things that you can see here is this huge expanse of glass is allowing all of that solar heat to come in here during the winter when the sun angle is low. And if you look up, you see a decent overhang here, right? So we've got about a 4-foot overhang here, and it's probably about a 10-foot overhang tapering to about a 5-foot overhang at that side. So we're keeping out that summer sun. We're sitting here now towards the end of April, and so today we sort of a bit neutral, but you can see the sun is just getting into the house late in the day. Earlier in the day, this sun is essentially blocked out by that overhang, and in the middle of summer, it's completely blocked out. So the passive solar design of these buildings is one of the key principles that we're going to deal with. Yeah, this is a mock-up of the wall assembly that forms the majority of the walls in the house. And you can see here's the drywalls. This is the inside of the house. Here's a 6-inch stud cavity, and so this is where we distribute plumbing pipe work and electrical wiring for plugs, receptacles, stuff like that. And it's backfilled with insulation, so it's using up that cavity to improve the insulation. Here's the CLT. This is the main structure for this home. It's not always the case, but this is what we have. We have a 3-ply CLT, and back to this we have the air barrier. So this is a peel and stick Seeker membrane, and this is the thing is that stopping any air moving in and out of this cavity. On the outside, you see we have another 6 inches of rock wool insulation, so this is on the outside, and then the rain screen cladding. That rain screen cladding is there for, that's where the cladding, the outside wall assembly you can see here. This is the metal pan is what this side is stuck to. And so you can see there's 12 inches of insulation. But this is the stuff that's continuous. Right? This is the layer that keeps your thermal bridge free, so that there's no transfer of heat through here, right? All we have is big stainless steel screws that come through through to the outside. So this is a continuous layer of rigid insulation. So just talking a little bit about air tightness, right? You heard the screech of that door as it pulled out. So this is one of the key things. You look at the seal detail here and the seal detail here on the front door. These doors are really super airtight, and when they're closed, they're properly closed. We don't have any air leaking through them, coming up through the house, cooling it off in the middle of winter. So it's one of the key things is the window and door, the seals of those is key to reducing infiltration. Okay, so here we are in the mechanical room, and I talked earlier about the ventilation system, the heat recovery This is the heat recovery ventilation system here. It's a Zenda unit, and inside is this sort of technology, the same technology that Oxygen 8 produces. But you can see the core here. So one airstream passes that way, one airstream passes that way, and this is what does the heat recovery. So inside this unit is a unit like this. We call it a counterflow core. ERV membrane, so there's both heat and moisture travels across the membrane, and that's what provides about a 90% efficient heat recovery device. You see here there's 4 ducts coming down into the unit. There's the outside air and the exhaust air, and then there's the supply air that's going to the house, and the exhaust air here is the one that's coming back from the bathrooms and the washrooms. I talked earlier about what we do is we heat and cool this ventilation air. So the air comes up, you can see it splits in two there, and we have one coil here. So this is a heat exchanger that's basically heating up that air in winter, cooling it down in summer before it goes off and delivers to the house. And then we have 2 of them because one does the upstairs, the larger area, and then there's a smaller basement area, and we heat that separately here. So there's fluid, there's water flowing into these coils. It exchanges its heat or cooling medium with the air before it then distributes off around the house. If you look up a little bit, you'll see some of the distribution pipe work here. The white ducts are actually exhaust ducts. It's exhausting this mechanical room, and then the supply air will pull up through from the bedrooms and from the living space out there. So this is how we heat and cool this house through the ventilation air. And so these 2 coils are probably doing between them about like 4 to 5 kilowatts of cooling for the whole house, and that's all it needs. So this is a fraction of what you would typically see, right, of a conventional home. You have a 2-ton heat pump that does that, and we'll go outside in a minute and look at that little heat pump. And it's an air to water heat pump, so it takes its heat from the air and then it puts it into the refrigerant, and from there into a water system that we distribute to these coils, and that's what's doing the heating and cooling for the house. So we're outside here, just in the side yard of the home, and you can see up above me on the roof here is the Daikin air-to-water heat pump. So this is part of the Daikin Altherma system. It's a 2-ton unit, and that 2-ton unit is the same as, let's call it 7 kilowatts of heating and cooling, or 2 refrigeration tons. And that does all of the heating and cooling and domestic hot water for this house. This is the only device that's really bringing energy in and putting it into the system. And there's a unit inside that it communicates with, so there's a refrigerant pipe run between the 2, and that unit has a backup heater. So if there is a failure of the refrigerant system, there's still some heat to the home. It's only about 3 kilowatts, but as I said earlier, right, 10 watts per meter squared is what you need. This is a 300 meter square home, so all you need is 3 kilowatts of heat. You can think about that of 30 100 watt light bulbs, right? So that's the sort of amount of heat that you need to heat a home like that, and that would be on a -10 day. So this it's a super quiet unit. It's sitting up there. It's discreet. It's not making any noise for the people using the backyard. It's not disturbing the neighbors. It's super quiet. It's got variable speed fans. This is going to be the future of everybody's home. If we can get these heat pump sizes down to the level that this one's at, then we're not going to be creating noise and other things that bother people. And so here we are up on the third level of the home, which is where the bedrooms are located. We're out on the deck of the bedroom. Up on the roof above me here is an 11 kilowatt PV array that is essentially capable of making this net zero energy home. When we just think about the home itself, we've got enough energy for it to be net zero. There's also down in the garage, there's a Tesla Powerwall, so it gives you 13 kilowatt hours of backup with instantaneous switch over if there's a power outage, which we get quite frequently here in West Vancouver. There's lots of trees coming down on power lines in the storms in the fall, but here they're not without power for more than a split second, right? And so it's great. Okay, well, thanks for joining us today. My name is Stuart. This is the Building Healthy podcast. Thank you.